Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Jar, and we broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. In the first edition of Focus on Liberia, we're going to be looking at a program that is planned. We're going to be talking about the first ever Liberia Diaspora Virtual Summit that is slated to take place on Unification Day, that's May 14, 2022. We are delighted to have these members of the Diaspora Engagement Forum who will be discussing this very important topic. I want to welcome all of our viewers from across the globe. I want to welcome those that are joining us from all over the world. We see Deputy Minister Kuyongba, we see Mr. Francis Mensah from Europe, and others here from the States. I want to say welcome to you all, and I'm so happy to have you. Let me start with Dr. Clarice Kula. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody.
And I'm getting feedback from there. So welcome, Dr. Kula, to the show.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
This is Dr. Clarice Kula, Providence Preservation Foundation. That's our foundation. We also want to welcome the minister in our midst, that's the Honorable Anthony Kuyongba. Is the Deputy Minister of State with our portfolio and is a member of the Diaspora Engagement Program. Mr. Kuyongba, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Next, I want to welcome Mr. Arthur Wiado. Arthur Wiado is a consultant and member of the Diaspora Engagement Forum. Mr. Do, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I'm happy to be here on your show tonight.
Next is Mr. James Koyan. Mr. James Koyan, he is the chairman for External Affairs Committee of ULA and also the president of the Lofa Federation in the America. He's a member of the Diaspora Engagement Program. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Last but not the least is my own man from Europe, someone I've known for the past 30 years. Yes, Mr. Francis Mensah. Mr. Mensah, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thanks, Dennis. It's a pleasure being on your platform this morning. And say hi to the guests as well, the panelists.
And Mr. Mensah, you're the Secretary General EFLA. What is that? Where are you joining us from?
EFLA for short. It's the European Federation of Liberian Associations. Is similar to ULA in the United States. I'm joining you from Stockholm, Sweden.
Welcome, and thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let me start by saying, Dr. Kula, we are here for the Liberia Diaspora Virtual Summit, and I want to go around the room so that each of you would tell me about your connection with this program. First of all, let me start with Dr. Kula. What is this Diaspora Engagement Program?
All right. So, well, as you all know, every country has a diaspora office. And Minister Anthony Kuyongba is in charge of the diaspora office in Liberia. And so he has the Diaspora Engagement Program that is there to help we Liberians living in the diaspora. If we want to come home, if we want to participate in anything major, we would go through his office. So that's what the program is. And as such, with this being the bicentennial year, which we have called people in the diaspora to participate in, and like I said in December, the year of the diaspora is what we're looking at. What can the diaspora do in this year that would benefit Liberia? Are we going to stand on the sidelines, or are we going to participate? So my involvement is to make sure that I assist in all of us coming together as a diaspora to give back to Liberia. So that's my role.
Thank you. Let me go to the minister, and my heart is warmed up when I hear about the Liberia Diaspora Office. So, Honorable Minister, welcome to the show. This is your first time on Focus on Liberia. So, on behalf of the team, we want to present you with a bottle of water and say welcome and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dennis, and thanks to the focus on Liberia management. Is, as I said earlier, an opportunity to talk about the diaspora engagement program. So I'm Anthony Jirate Mwayen Kuyongba, Deputy Minister of State without portfolio and the supervisor of the Liberia Diaspora Engagement Program. My immediate boss is Honorable Chokon Kui, the Minister of State without portfolio. So permit me to give a little overview of the Diaspora Engagement Program. And so I was brought into government in 2015 and was given the responsibility by former president at the time. In consultation with my immediate boss, the time was, Honorable Sylvester Grisby, to activate the Diaspora Engagement Program. Because in 2010, there was a decision by the Liberian cabinet to endorse the establishment of the Diaspora Engagement Program in the office of the Minister of State without portfolio. And I also want to give special thanks to Dr. Robtel Pili, under whose leadership the idea of having a diaspora engagement program was birthed. So along the years, we've had a lot of very good Liberians contributing to the program. So in 2015, we activated the program and had as our first coordinator for the program, Mr. Lloyd Scott, who is now in the States with you guys. And together we had a responsibility of conducting several study tours to learn of best practices around the world, to have series of consultations with Liberians in the diaspora, with the end game to coming up with a comprehensive national policy on diaspora engagement. And just because I'm giving a summary, I want to let you know that that policy is prepared. It was vetted by folks from the diaspora about all of the major Liberian organizations in the diaspora, including other citizens of Liberia in the diaspora, were part of the, I think, 3 days workshop we had for the validation of the draft of the national policy. That policy is now at the presidency. We are very hopeful that it will be endorsed by His Excellency. And so the Liberia Diaspora Engagement Program has been in existence since 2010 when it was endorsed by the Liberian Cabinet. So while we are talking about the summit on Unification Day, that's May 14. I hope I'm being heard clearly.
Yes, we're hearing you clearly.
Okay. And so, on February 14, the official launch of the bicentennial was held here in Monrovia. And so we've realized that the bicentennial has brought more visibility back to Liberia, especially within the diaspora community. And so we believe at the Diaspora Secretariat is an opportunity for us to now bring the program to Liberia, to Liberians all around the world. To date, we are in touch with folks in Europe, as mentioned there, IFLA. We are in touch with EULA. We are in touch with Liberians associations in Canada, because I think there are two different, regions there in Canada. We're in touch with both of them, whether be it Leo Johnson or Mrs. Pressure Podia Dramani. We're in touch with the Liberian Association in Ghana, that's ULAC. And we are in the process of establishing the link with Liberians in Australia through our dear sister, Clarice Forkula, who I want to also use this medium to appreciate very much. Ever since we got in touch with Clarice, she's been very helpful to the program. Not forgetting Brother Arthur Weirdo, who has given us time and time again his services whenever called upon. So we at the Diaspora Secretariat here in Liberia are very happy when we see the work that we do being discussed on platforms like yours. So the forum on the 14th, or the conference on the 14th, will give us an opportunity to talk to Liberians from around the world on their views, their view on the official launch of the bicentennial, I said we can put our ideas together and see how best we can ensure that for the remainder of the calendar year, all the different sets of activities as planned are carried out in a very good way, so that Liberia benefits. Also gave us an opportunity to talk to Liberians in the diaspora and encourage them to come home and contribute their quota to this country's development, because it was the reason for the establishment of the Diaspora Affairs Unit and the Diaspora Engagement Program. So I
Thank
will
you.
stop here for now and allow others
Sure.
to talk.
Sure, and we'll get into the summit itself. Well, let me welcome the Honorable Nequita Riggs, that's State Representative. Representative Rip, if you are there, welcome to the show.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Hello, everyone. State Representative Nequita Ricks from Colorado. I am very excited to be with you on Focus on Liberia. I am still at work in a business committee right now, and but just wanted to encourage all that are listening to participate in this great program that's going to happen on May 14th. It is a forum where people from all over the world, the Liberian diaspora, will be getting together to discuss opportunities within Liberia, how we can help the country, how we can invest, how we can move the economy forward, help the private sector. So I think there's so many great opportunities, great speakers, and great ideas and opportunities for collaboration. And so I look forward to meeting folks, and hopefully that you all can join, help to spread the word about it, because it's time that, we start to focus back on Liberia. We're 200 years old, or we've been in existence for 200 years, I should say, since the founding. And I think that there's things that we need to do. So let's try to reimagine what our future can be for Liberia and come together, join our hands together, because if we're united, there's nothing that we can achieve and accomplish. So thanks again. I'm going to have to run.
Thank you, Representative Riggs. Before you run, quickly, just give me 2 seconds of your time.
Sure.
Has someone who's working, a state representative in the U.S. or state Congress, what will you tell us? What is your own involvement in this diaspora engagement program or the summit, and why you think it is important that you be part of it?
Well, it's very important that I am a part of it. I want to see Liberia move forward. I know that we have not achieved what we can achieve yet, because there's, so many things that our country is lacking. And so I think by coming together as a diaspora, we have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of knowledge that we have accumulated through the years of being in these different countries. We have expertise, we have, financial accomplishments and things that we can use to invest in our own country and to move it forward. I think that the Liberian people that are there are waiting for us to come. And I think that we as a diaspora can try to push public policy so that it's, so that we're able to grow an economy that can work for everyone, that we are able to create jobs and increase, participation in education, increase expertise through healthcare and technology. There's so many opportunities within the country, and the country needs everything. So I think it's important as diasporans and people who have some knowledge and have the ability to make a difference there, that we are able to come together and do that. So I just highly encourage everyone to be involved. I myself was involved with the Year of the Diaspora last year, where we took investors to Liberia. I've helped with the surfers in Grand Kitmai County. We helped with the medical shipment recently to take over $1 million worth of medical equipment to Liberia. So, I think we all individually, collectively can come together and make a huge difference for the country.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate your time. As you leave us, say thank you for coming again, and have a good night.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's very important for the representative to be here. Let me go to Mr. Mensah joining us from Europe. I know it's late there. I don't want you to sleep on us here. But Mr. Mensah, uh, you representing the Federation of Liberians in Europe. Tell me about your involvement, your participation in this program also, and what you think this brings to the whole diaspora community if we have all of us together.
Well, thanks, Dennis. Uh, I think it's an opportunity for Liberians across the globe to converge in a single space to exchange ideas and proffer solutions to the growth of our country. And I cannot overstate the essence of this the summit, this conference. And from EFLA's perspective, we come in as the body representing Liberians in the European diaspora, and we are pleased to join this and to be part of this whole process. And EFLA encompasses of Liberian organizations across Europe, from Netherlands to Slovenia, Ukraine, you name it, Finland, Norway, Denmark, uh, the UK, who have the bulk of Liberians. So there are a lot of Liberian professionals, yeah, that can contribute to the growth of our country, Liberia.
Thank you, Francis. Let me go to the EULA representative. I know two, Arthur and James in EULA. Let's start with James, the chairman on external affairs for EULA, and he's also the president of LOFA federations in the America. There's a big man. James,
Yes,
we
sir.
have, I mean, this is like the first time I've seen this, everyone, you have Europe, you have America, you have Liberia, everyone coming together. Uh, what does EULA bring to this engagement?
Thank you so much, Ja, and I'd like to also thank Dr. Kula for the invite. All of us are aware that our country is still in a conversation with itself, a conversation on how the direction of the country will go and what benefit Liberians can get from their own country. EULA, as an umbrella institution of all organizations in America, in Northern America, is focused on ensuring that this new administration has changed the course of things, getting engaged with every Liberian institution, the government, and everyone else to ensure that the best comes out of EULA for Liberia. And that is why when we're approached about participating in this process, President Kamara thought it wise that our committee could join this process to ensure that Liberians across the globe, like the state representative said, this is about ensuring that all Liberians, no matter where you are, will have the requisite help that they can get in the country, be it jobs, improving the economy, ensuring that the human rights is well protected. These are some of the roles we can all play as diaspora Liberians to ensure that this year of the diaspora will be a success, and the EULA is committed. President Kamara has committed EULA to this process, and I guarantee you, whatever we can do as a union, we would do it to ensure this process is successful.
Thank you, Mr. Doe. Before I come to you, let me go back to Dr. Kula to tell me what this summit is all about. I know you came together, you want to have a summit. Why this summit? Why this time? What you hope to accomplish?
Oh, okay. So right now we're looking at the summit. The summit is going to connect like-minded Liberian people to discuss the development in various sectors of Liberia: agriculture, education, health, tourism, if you will. There's so many aspects of this, and we just want to make sure that we're able to come together and discuss how can we develop these different sectors. Another point is a global forum, which is what it's going to be. Librarians from all around the globe coming together again over to engage in a national conversation. We have not done that yet, whether the entire diaspora was engaged in that conversation. We need to do that. And we're going to give our input. We're going to provide ideas and create relationships. There may be people that I've never met with, I've never talked to, but the moment I call them and I say, oh, it's about Liberia, or we're going to do this for Liberia, people get excited. And so we're going to There are a lot of people in America, in Europe who are quiet, that may not be saying anything. But once you begin that dialogue, when you listen to what they have to say, the wonderful ideas, it makes you feel good. So that's part of why we're doing this. Also, with this being a bicentennial event, we are trying to review Liberia's accomplishments. What have we done over the past 200 years? Where do we want to see ourselves 200 years from now? You know what I'm saying? Our children want to come home. You know, our children's children also will probably end up coming to Liberia. What is it that we want to see in our, for our generation, for the next generation to come? And then providing the largest financial support to Liberia. The diaspora will look at more ways in which that we can engage, because most of the remittances are coming from outside Liberia. It's coming from the Liberian diaspora, right? So we want to see what more can we do financially. Can we create a fund? I might say, okay, you can take $10 from my paycheck every month. Maybe we get somebody to overlook that fund. And maybe the monies can be used each year for something. Maybe we say one year we're doing agriculture, another year we're doing education. But I'll let Minister Anthony tell us more about that. But many countries are doing that. So we want to look at the fact that, can we do that as Liberians? And we should be able to. After all, we're 200 plus years old, right? And then, of course, this bicentennial, of course, is a renaissance. We're trying to rebrand Liberia, okay? We want to have the Liberia we had before and then some. So if we're going to do that, then we need to come together and have this national dialogue so that we can figure out, as Liberians, where do we go next? What's our next steps? So that's the gist of this forum that we're trying to have. And the fact that we're doing on Unification Day, Minister Anthony and I were very excited. May 14th is Unification Day. We were like, whoa, this is heavy, because that's a day that's meant to unify Liberia. So let's unify our diaspora, right? Bring all our people together on that day and have this important conversation as to how it is that we're going to move Liberia forward. Trade, investments, all these different things are topics we want to discuss. So we're very excited about this possibility.
Thank you. Mr. Doe, you've been around in the EULA cycles and these organizations. What is the strength of the Liberian diaspora, and how significant is this program when it comes to what the diaspora can do to help our country?
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Mr. Ja, once more. Not Yula per se, but the diaspora has come a long way. We're looking for professionalism, professional people, people who are in big businesses who are ready to invest. Countries throughout the world look up to the diaspora. I was just having a conversation with one Ethiopian, one of my friends, and he was telling me how the Ethiopian diaspora are doing extremely well in their country. My involvement into the diaspora office stemmed from my representation of EULA in 2016 during a homecoming when I was a Secretary General. Since then, I thought it was that I should be the advocate of a diaspora representation in the country, contribution towards the country. And I did make a report. In our report, it was clear that indeed, with all of our chapters, all of ULA's chapters, when we educate them about establishing a professional pool, every year we can take what we call a Peace Corps trip to Liberia, in helping our own country. And I came to terms to say that only Liberians can develop Liberia, and the diaspora, Liberian diaspora, is the only diaspora that Liberia depending on. We are not talking about remittances. There are a lot of other things that we can do, and we stand prepared, and we will continue to advocate the strength that Liberian diaspora has to provide investment to the Republic of Liberia.
Thank you. Minister Kumba, it's important that we're doing this on Unification Day, because there's a time in our country where there seems to be, maybe perceived or real, is some sort of dichotomy between Liberians in the diaspora and Liberians back home. And so what is your office doing to bridge that, and how is it important that we do this diaspora summit so as to help concretize that relationship, and what can your office do to help us? get to that goal?
Thank you very much, Dennis. Thank you. Thank you. So look, let me just give some little background as to how we got to this May 14th date, right? I think God got us that date, excuse me. So initially, this thing was planned for the 30th of April, okay? And then we started to experience some logistical challenges, right, here and there. And so the planning committee decided, look, let's push it in, let's find a date. And so I think it was like maybe 11, 12, just around the same time. Dr. Clarice, Hester, Representative Riggs, I think Arthur Do, then the date just came out, oh, like, you know, for this. So I said, you're stable. That date that you're talking about, your Madrid for me. Do you people realize that National Holiday in Liberia is an important day in this country? What are you talking about? I said, but May 14th, a unification day. So everybody said, what? But then you know what? This is a good thing. But when you talk about bridging the gap, I think we have been working very hard in that regard. We understand. I think some of the reasons that there are this the issue of mistrust and all that, it's about misinformation and disinformation. Because when you sit and have a frank discussion with people, some of the reasons for which they will say some of the unpleasant things about folks in the diaspora, then you realize, well, you're not informed. That's why you're saying that. But we have to be very patient in the way we approach them, in the way we provide the necessary information. But the fact remains that the Liberians in the diaspora have been the pillow of this country's survival all through the civil crisis and presently. Liberians in the diaspora are best placed to move in this country in the positive direction. Liberians in the diaspora have, they are more sophisticated. Okay, and so a country depends on the sophistication of its citizens, right? And so when we talk about the diaspora engagement program, there is no way for this country to move forward. We can forget about the diaspora. Even His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Dr. George Manawia, has said it time and time and again. We cannot move forward without our diaspora. And so that is the message that we've taken all over. And so to that end, we have tried very hard to establish a working relationship with the major Liberian organizations around the world. My dear brother Mensa, is a testament to that. I think it was about a year or two on this long, Zoom meeting with the folks in Europe, because the issue was that the focus of the government of Liberia, or the focus on the diaspora from Liberia, has been about Liberians in the United States of America. Okay, there were, if not no emphasis placed on Liberians in Europe and other parts of the world. But I can say to you, under our leadership of the Diaspora Engagement Program, we've done everything humanly possible to reach out to other associations. As I speak to you, I think Mayango is in Liberia or has left Liberia to go back to Europe. We're in touch with people in Canada. Leo Johnson is here. I think he's doing a fundraising rally, I think this coming Saturday, for the Empowerment Square project they're undertaking at the PCC there. And so we are very happy about where our relationship is with the diaspora community, but we believe we can do more. And so this summit is just one of the many mechanisms we'll put in place to connect with the diaspora so that they can come back to this country and develop Liberia. Because as I said to you, the underlying theme behind the establishment of the Diaspora Engagement Program was to attract Liberians in the diaspora to come and contribute their expertise to Liberia's development.
So from Europe to USA to Australia, Canada, let me start with Francis. On that day of the summit, what will be EFLA's role? What exactly that you'll be doing?
Well, it's May 14, though. We are going to have an executive committee meeting shortly. with our president, Mr. Mayango Aku, who is currently in Liberia, engaging, as the minister said, his office and other stakeholders, like in government. Uh, we have not come about any concrete plans yet, ideas, or to pour for another day, but it cannot be overstated that we all have to give back to Liberia in whatever way we can. And Liberia, at this critical juncture, needs every one of us here, whether financially, uh, our professional expertise, wherever we can lobby in terms of grants. I mean, because we in Europe and besides the United States of America, the country I am in, Sweden, is the second no highest donor to Liberia in terms of project, in terms of gender equality, So I think we are very right grounded here in Europe to help provide the necessary assistance to our engagement and in the whole process.
Thank you. Dr. Kula, give me a picture. May 14, what do we expect to see in this summit?
All right, so some wonderful things. So the summit will begin promptly at 8 a.m. So please be prompt. We are going from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time, right? And so the goal here would be we come in for the first hour, a few introductions here and there. And we've actually talked to a couple of people that will come in and just say a few words. Roland Martin was one of them. So we're waiting to hear back from him. A couple of other people. And of course, Minister Anthony would do an introduction and just going to brief us on the program. And then after that time, after about an hour, our goal would be to then get into groups. So when you fill out, so here's the thing, April the 30th, please, that's this Saturday. Watch out for the link. You click on there, you're going to fill out a brief survey. And on there, it asks which industry you're interested in. It asks you a couple of other questions. But we're going to try to put people in groups based on the industry of interest. So say if I'm interested in education, I may be with a group of educators. If somebody else is interested in health, they'll be with a group of health officials, tourism, all that good stuff. So it just depends on what you're interested in. So when you go into those breakout session rooms, then your entire focus would be on that industry, which is a great thing, for us to do. But in addition to that, we're going to have people coming to talk to us about if you want to open a business in Liberia, what are the maps? What's the road? How do you do that? What are the steps to get a business open in Liberia? Are there groups on ground that can help you do that? Groups that are not going to take your money, but groups that are really going to help you, get the paperwork that you need to open up your own business. We're also going to be looking at, if I'm in a group of people and we're talking tourism, are there people interested in tourism and would like to combine their efforts? We want to put our money together and create our own team and do something. You know what I mean? So the goal really is to bring people together. Like I said, the first hour, we'll do the introductions. We'll talk about the different industries. And then we'll divide ourselves into groups into those different industries and have people from those specific areas come and talk to us. And it's a dialogue. So they're not just going to talk like giving speeches. We're going to ask questions and get our questions answered. And that's one of the most important things, is that to get people together and really have that dialogue. How can we move this industry forward? And one of the things like with tourism, for example, like this year, as we close out the bicentennial year in December, we're having this major event. We're going to be asking all Liberians to come back. We have tickets with Brussels if people want to try to come. So we will be boosting tourism. Since, the ministry has opened up the new tourism brand, a lot of people have not traveled to Liberia, have not visited all the beautiful places. So we'll be talking about those kinds of things that you're going to see in Liberia at that time. Then on the lines of investment, what can we invest in? People are going to talk to us. What are the best investment opportunities available? We've got some people building homes on ground, like estates, like in America, like where they're even helping us finance the homes. So we'll have somebody give a few words about that. If I want to move to Liberia and I don't want to build my house from scratch by myself, I can contact one of these people, like at Millennium Estates. They're doing a great job. We can talk with them and try to get one of the houses there. So all of those things we'll be able to discuss. It's going to be a forum, really everything diaspora. That's what I want to call it, everything diaspora. Anything you need to know as a diaspora wanting to be a part of going home or just giving back or whatever it is you want to do, we will discuss that day at the forum.
So what does success look like for the forum?
Having at least 500 people on the call, having people meet new and interesting folks, having people group themselves together, and having people give into industries that really will move Liberia forward. And then, of course, one of the things that Minister Anthony and I have been talking about really is finding that fund, because many countries are doing it. Many countries, the diaspora is putting money as a way to do things in health, in education, in agriculture, in tourism. People are actually putting monies away to participate in that. It is high time that we as Liberians come together and trust each other, right? To do something this great. And we don't have to run the trust ourselves. We get people, outsiders. Somebody may be from Europe, somebody may be from America. They have people that run those kinds of trust funds, and then you use the monies for what its intended purposes are. So I think for me, that would be a win. That would be a huge success if we're able to get that going, if we're able to get people talking who may not have had an opportunity to talk to each other, get people who may want to partner in business and do business in Liberia, get people who getting their who would have the questions answered. For me personally, and for the group, I think that would speak volumes, and that would be success enough for us.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen. You are the EULA External Affairs Committee, and that put you in touch with this group. EULA is all over the country, U.S. How do you hope to get other states, okay, member chapters involved in this? How do you hope to coordinate with them so that you can bring people to this summit that it become a success? What's the plan?
So in March this year, we launched the Liberia Diaspora Initiative Fund. And that's an interesting package. Like the president said, it was intended to target Liberian, a sector of Liberian population in the areas of education, health, training, and two other areas. Now, at that meeting, the president did inform the member chapters that he'll be engaging all of them. And the Vice President Grant has been making a lot of travels around the country, engaging some of our chapters. That's one of the major focus of this administration: engagement, engaging every chapter and every new chapter, every abandoned chapter to come back to the union to help support the objective of the Liberia Diaspora Initiative. That is a program that Mr. Kamara and his leadership team have embarked on. Hopefully, this project that has been launched by Dr. Kula and others, ULA can play a more important role in ensuring that our member chapters, as many as we can get, to join this conference on the 14th. It will be exciting. Mr. Kamara will be in Liberia by that time on the 14th, so he may not attend. I will be in the air on that morning, on the morning of the 14th. But I believe Vice President Grant and Mr. Adwi Ado will be on our conference representing EULA, saying he's part of the External Affairs Committee. So we'll be having a good representation. We'll begin the process now that this information is more available. We'll be engaging most of the other chapters and all of our Liberians across the country to ensure that this conference is a success. And I mean, it's all about achieving the objective of this conference. And that's why we hope that we can get most of our folks in every chapter. When the Minister of State came here, he did inform us about the diaspora office at the Ministry of State. He was informed we'll be going to Liberia. So the intent is, I'm glad that Honorable Kurumpa is on this meeting tonight. We'll be engaging his office. Just so you know, Mr. Minister will be coming there to see you as well. So all of us can put our eyes together to ensure that this issue of Liberians, we said once a Liberian, always a Liberian. That's another issue that ULA is also engaged with. The dual citizenship fight. So we'll be coming to Liberia, networking with all of you, networking with every Liberian across the world, including our brothers in Europe, to ensure that we are not disenfranchised of our citizenship once we took over the citizenship of other countries. These are all part of the diaspora initiative, and let me assure you that we will be there in full.
Thank you. Mr. Wiado, what are your expectations and what you hope to see at this summit? And what are you going to do about it to make that a reality?
You know, since my involvement with the diaspora office 2016, I have not rested, and I will continue to be in contact with the diaspora office having researched the diaspora, other diaspora, I noticed that only citizens who are in the diaspora from their country can build their country, and only
Mhm.
Liberians can build Liberia. This is why 2016 I have not rested. So my role is to make sure that we are part of selecting the facilitators for the various rooms that we will be discussing healthcare, agriculture, tourism, you know. We will be playing gatekeeper a role to make sure that the diaspora event is held on time and it finishes on time. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, people should carry something home. The takeaway should be very, very, very enormous. And when we get to other media, so that we can see the kind of advocacy, the kind of promotion, the momentum that people are going to be taking from the event on that particular day, which will be the unification day. We want to unify, use that to unify the country. You
Yes.
know, it's why even coming up to that selection process of that particular day, we say, yes, it is the right time. Diaspora are ready. The most especially the Liberia diaspora is ready to make sure that they discuss and participate vigorously into
Mhm.
the building, the rebuilding of their country. Only
Mhm.
Liberians can build Liberia.
Mhm.
Buy back, build a Liberia. That will
Mhm.
be our next advocacy immediately after the event.
Thank you. Minister Kwangbat, former Ambassador Nathaniel Banks called the diaspora the 16th county.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And you have a huge. What is your visibility in the diaspora? Like, if I'm in the USA now, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to contact the diaspora office, or I have a need, what assistance can your office give me besides the diaspora summit now? What else can you do for diaspora Liberians as a diaspora office person?
First, thank you. So we've encouraged diaspora Liberians to make the office your first stop when you get to Liberia.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, we've said that time and time and again. Because look, there's some things let's go to our simple English way. Man. There's something you even got to sweat to make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, just by going the right way. But some of our people they get a beginner, what's up on the ground. When they can, they won't go like that, and then when they go like that, when things happen like that, they will only come to us when what we can see on that side, the thing hit the fence, right? Then at that point, you're expecting us now to break all the rules, and I will not be one of those involved in that kind of activity. So I've said to people, make the diaspora office your first stop. That's why on this, at the summit, we are working very hard to ensure that the head of the Liberia Business Registry is at the summit. He will be making a brief, we're hoping for him to make a brief presentation. The head of the Liberia Business Association, okay, is going to be on that. He will participate. We're doing everything possible. I was supposed to meet him tomorrow morning to participate. The head of the National Investment Commission will be on, doing everything to make sure he's on. Okay, because look, at the end of the day, all we're talking about is for us to have some ownership of our economy here. Now, folks in Liberia may not necessarily have that financial power to do that. Okay, but folks in the diaspora still a better chance to doing that. So come home, get to the diaspora office. All the small thing you want to do back home, we are there to ensure that the hurdles are reduced so that you can realize that you are part and parcel of this society. You must be given all rights and privileges. Come to the diaspora office, At the moment, we're right on the third floor of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs building. The office is right there. You're not hiding. It's right there. As soon as you claim it, as soon as you reach at the third floor, you lift for your head, you will see on the door there, Diaspora Engagement Program right in there. We are there. Okay. And so the office is again making this appeal to all Liberians. Once you come to Liberia, please come visit us. When you say your personal issue, but other things and what you want to do with respect to it, that business or other things you want to do like that, let us know. Okay, Ja, you got my number. What numbers are all over. Eula, the president now have regularly communicated, the current president, even the previous president and the one before. We've been in touch with Eula, and we believe that relationship is a genuine one. It will continue across all the different associations. Make the diaspora office your first stop when you come to Liberia.
They say there's somebody sitting down to the elevator. When you go there, you say you got to gain something before you get in there.
No, let's forget about all that other discussion and do that one. If you get the money,
let's say he's never asked me for anything. I go there all the time. That old man never asked me for anything. He just takes me upstairs.
That's his
job. Please don't talk about public eating. I beg you,
no. The thing is, that's his job, right? That's his job. He gets paid every month. Let's assume you went there. Let's assume for the sake of this discussion, somebody asks you for money. You want to pay money. And is it all right? And they get the stairs there when you claim to say you die. Let's forget that.
Then you get energy. Dr. Clarice, a lot of things in Liberia. Before when we were growing up, there was always one thing that brought every Liberian together. Let's say the Lone Star was playing. And growing up, you in high school were so political until that I didn't like Barrow because they were on Barrow. But yet, when Lone Star was playing, everybody, even people that did not like the president, everybody, and because he was such a sport enthusiast, everybody was in for Lone Star and we're all dancing and clapping. Is there one thing, can this diaspora summit, something with the diaspora, can it be used now as that unifying force? Because these days it's hard to see anything that we all can rally around. Go ahead, Mr. Minister.
Thank you, Dennis. So we are cognizant of the fact that sports plays a huge role in unifying any society. To that end, there is the Diaspora Engagement Program Steering Committee that brings together entities of government and even those outside of government that are pivotal to the successful implementation of the Diaspora Engagement Program. Interestingly, the Liberia Football Association is a part. Okay. And so they've been part of the different meetings we've had as steering committee. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs statutorily is part of that committee. Liberia Revenue Authority is part of that committee. The immigration part of that committee, investment, health, education part of that committee, and the list goes on based on the significance each of these entities play in the successful implementation of the program. So Liberia Football Association is part because we know at the end of the day, football, particularly in Liberia here, brings everybody together irrespective of our political, cultural, religious differences.
Thank you. Dr. Clarice, let me come to you now with a different question as to, so anyone listening to this, watching this broadcast now will say, okay, how do I become part of this summit? How people can get involved and how to get part?
Yeah, we would love for everybody to get involved. I mean, you can, if anybody contacts you, you can put my number in the chat. I don't mind. They can call. We'll give them the information. We have flyers that we put out. And the new flyer is going to come out this weekend or by Friday with the link where people can go to register. But if they want to help, like in the background, we have a group, a chat room. So if they contact any one of us here, we can, give them information about the chat room, collect their information, put them in the chat room so that they can participate. Because the more the merrier. We want a lot of people to be a part of what we're doing. We don't want to just have people sitting on the fence or come that day and like, oh, I just heard about it. No, we want you to be a part. So our phone numbers are available. We're available. We have emails. Any way you deem necessary. Any information you want to give out. For me personally, you can, because my favorite thing is to talk about the diaspora. So I don't mind at all. And the thing is, there are many people doing things in the diaspora, believe it or not, trying to boost tourism and do other things. Right now, there's an African American group on ground. They're talking about Juneteenth. Juneteenth in America just became a holiday. And so they're going to be celebrating Juneteenth this year in Liberia, um, on I believe it's June 18th, and they're doing a film festival and all kinds of other things, which we're trying to help them too. I think they've already been to your office, Minister Izokuyapa. They told me they have visited you guys. So people are coming from the diaspora in every way you can think about. Why not us? Why not we, the Liberian diasporans ourselves? Are we going to be a part of that? So I know the Journey Home Festival, they're doing a big thing. That's the African American group. They're doing a big thing in June. So another group of us from here might come and say, I'm going to do something in July, or somebody else may say, I want to do something here. But at the end of the day, we're coming together because the goal is to build a strong private sector in Liberia, right? If you have a strong private sector, you have jobs for the kids. You have jobs for the young adults because everybody can't work for government. So we need the participation of everybody coming together just to make sure that we as Liberians are giving back. So anybody that wants to be a part of this forum, please give them our information because the goal is to really just saturate Liberia with love, with jobs, with hope for the young people, investments, all of those opportunities.
Right. And this question for all of you is every effort, anything you do is the way to sustain it. That's the problem. In Liberia, as we say, it's not Coca-Cola Mura. How do you intend to sustain this effort so that we don't just see this year, but we can see it next year, the next 10 years that we continue to have this? Anyone can chime in.
Thank you.
Let me. Go ahead, Mr. Minister.
Okay, so Dennis,
Yeah.
this forum is also as a result of us sensing the need for the sustainability of the bicentennial, right? This year-long celebration. So what we've done, we reached out to the Ghanaians through their embassies here the embassy here in Monrovia. We had an audience with the ambassador because we asked him, look, Mr. Ambassador, Ghana was very successful with the year of return program. So after the official launch, what did the Ghanaians do? What did you people do to make the year-long celebration so successful that you people generated more than 100 billion year economy in 2019? And so tomorrow, I think the after tomorrow, we should be in direct conversation with the diaspora office from Ghana, okay, so that they can share with us best practice, some of those things that they did. So this forum will also give us an opportunity to hear from folks in the diaspora. Now we've officially launched the bicentennial. What are those things that you feel weren't done properly in the few months that passed? What do you think we got to do to make it good? How do we sustain this? The responsibility of sustaining everything from the bicentennial rests with this office. That is why we are saying we need to work with you in the diaspora to make this work, okay? Because we alone here in Monrovia can't do it. So we want everybody to see themselves as a part of the diaspora secretariat. Come and contribute your expertise in whatever way. What you're doing for us tonight, Dennis, is very important. You are giving us the visibility that we may not have had prior to this show tonight. So we'll be calling on you to please be sticking us small time there so we can talk about this diaspora engagement program because it's about our country.
Sure.
You see, one thing I like about us coming together is that we are we are doing this so that it can be Liberian owned. Man, what do I mean? There's an organization from Switzerland, the International Organization for Migration. They have been in the process getting funds, and saying that they are supporting the diaspora engagement. Well, guess what? We can do it ourselves. I can remember playing consultancy role. First of all, let me say thank you to them because they've been doing extremely well in that role. But for us to do it for ourselves, it is ourselves. And, we give our lot to foreigners. We give our lot to other people. But why can't we do it for ourselves? So when we play the role as facilitator anywhere with a 3-day conference supported by the International Organization for Migration, and they require us to put off all of together all of the documentation. And when we receive a patent right about our brain, for our brain, then it clicks to mind that we're doing it for other people. Why can't we do it for ourselves? So that is why it is so important that we take our contribution to our country and we make the diaspora office non-partisan, non-religion, and we embrace everybody in the diaspora to make the little or more contribution towards the homeland.
Thank you. And Francis, uh, this summit is bringing together Liberians from all over the globe, Europe, Canada, Australia, and what have you. How do you hope to stick with this group for all of us in all the continents to keep united even after the summit? How you hope that can be accomplished?
Well, thanks, Dennis. I think this summit should serve as a trajectory to enhancing the relationships across, continents, both all the continents, all the active stakeholders. I think what we can do to keep this thing going on, not just as you said, for this year, but it can be an annual affair or probably a biannual affair where you can keep us, people involved, engaged, in the discussion, because without that, in the absence of that, it's just gonna die. We just don't want it to be the typical Liberian thing, We all come here today, we are all hyped up, then no, the next thing we know that it dies down. So I think from our end in Europe, what we can do is to stay focused on our people, keep them informed about the essence of this whole diaspora initiative, the engagement. And in my role, well, I can show you that the information will be disseminated. There will be a constant barrage of emails and whatever medium we tend to use to keep this whole process alive. We would do that. And there are a lot of other factors we has to interplay here. We have to put aside our political differences. That's a key factor here. Liberia should be the common denominator here, the benefactor of everything we try to do. Once we try to put all the things aside, especially our political differences, our affiliations, and I think we can do a lot. We can make a lot of progress here in that direction. Ensuring that Liberia, is the focus. Liberia is the focus. Liberia.
Thank you. Once again, you are watching Focus on Liberia. This is the Liberia Diaspora Virtual Summit that is slated for May 14, 2022. We have the minister here. We have Dr. Kula, who is heading the effort. Mr. James Koyan, who's from EULA, also Mr. Adwiado, and my friend Francis Mensah joining us from Europe. Let's read few comments from our viewers as we are on top of the hour now so that we can draw down the curtains. Roland Tay is watching from Congo Town. Alfred Dennis Topa said this is great. Anthony Fry and Zesse, Anthony, in order for our country to move forward, we need to first start off with the War and Economic Crime Court establishment. Also say you are absolutely right, Tony. Danke Dennis is watching. Opposition disruptor. He said this person said his Facebook account was disabled, so you had to use this. He said this is great initiative. Congratulations, guys. Joe Moyu said, before we talk about investment in Liberia, there are some basics that we need to focus on, such as developing an investment-friendly legal framework with an emphasis on contract rights, as well as stable electricity, visa-free or visa at the airport entry, and a safe and secure environment. You cannot rebrand Liberia and make it a tourist destination when all that we see from afar is misery and despair. Hopefully, this merger of the diaspora and the government will come out with actionable plans, I would suppose. Elvis Morris say Juneteenth is June 19 is also my birthday and my father's birthday. Let's use that birthday, Elvis, to donate to focus on Liberians as we continue to educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Wellington Way, I say, good to see you here, James. You have some folks here, James. Eugene, PSA, reduce the killing, then we will start putting everything into it. But till then, we might be enjoying our diaspora Liberian engagement in our various states. Anthony, you can, not Anthony, Eugene, you can give more that, when you say reduce the killing, I don't know what that is. All right. So those are the comments. Mr. Minister or anyone, Mr.
So,
Poya,
so
can you
before
respond?
before the minister comes in, I think the minister said something that really struck me when he talked about his engagement with the Ghanaian diaspora office. You will notice that, and maybe in your meeting they're going to be telling some of these things here. When they opened our office, the intent was to give Ghanaians abroad, every part of the world, easy access to the economy of Ghana. Now, if we must succeed in the area of improving our economy, someone talk about electricity and the rest of the things. Yeah, those are important factors. I agree, but it is the conditions on the ground that will make us to invest into Liberia. I mean, as you are aware, I'm also investing in Liberia in a very small way. But again, that is just part of a small piece of the melting pot. If you can create those conditions that will give Liberians abroad the opportunity to invest without scratching their head and thinking that, well, when I'm leaving, and this is not you, it's not the government, it's just us Liberians. We just can't trust ourselves. But there are other factors that will come in. I hope that those things that Ghana will be telling you that open up the economy, giving easy access to the economy, cutting out some of those bottlenecks on investment in Liberia, and not giving the investment Liberia should have to foreigners, because foreigners are the biggest part of our economy, making us now strangers in our own economy. And from the standpoint of the union, we believe that our engagement with the government and the diaspora organization, we want to ensure that Liberians should not remain strangers, but our investment will yield the requisite output, and that we can encourage foreigners, like the state representative said, encourage foreigners to come into the country and invest in their resources, believing that whatever investment they put in, they can have a return. And I hope that you get the advices you get from the Ghanaians will help us to improve on this.
Thank you. Well, any more comments? Anyone else to respond to the comment? If not, we can go around the room and wrap this up.
Yeah, I have something to say. So, in regards to a couple of the comments that were saying we need to do this before we can do that. We need to, before we can invest, we need to have this in place. Well, these people need to make sure they register for the forum, because these are the things we'll be talking about. We have an opportunity to voice our opinions. We have an opportunity to talk with like-minded people, so we can figure out how is it we can go about getting some of these things done before coming to Liberia. But it's important that we don't just sit on the sidelines. It's important that we actually come to this forum on May the 14th and have our voices heard. Very, very important. And again, I just want to say one last thing. Let's not forget April the 30th. That's this Saturday. You'll begin to see the flyers along with the website. Please go on and register for the summit. Registration is going to be for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to have to shut it down because we'll need time to disseminate the data. So we are asking everybody to please, as soon as you see the information, go on and register. It's very, very important that you get your voices heard.
Just to make a comment.
Before you come in, just to end that, Dr. Kula, does it require money to register? What does it require?
Oh, it's absolutely free. The entire thing is free. No money whatsoever.
So you must register on time.
That's all, on time.
Yeah.
Because let me just say another thing. If you don't register on time, let's say we got 500 people and we weren't able to take anybody else, we may just send you a nice little email that says, we will see, it's closed now. Registration is closed, but we will consider you for the next summit, so that nobody feels bad, but we can only accommodate 500 the first time around.
And this is through Zoom or something, and you're going to have 500 persons there.
Yes, it's going to be a Zoom link. Yeah.
Mr. Doe.
And most especially organization. To make a comment, what some of the comments that you made and that you posted, that you read, I just want to encourage diaspora Liberians. I know I feel your pain and I feel your frustration. However, Liberia is for us. Only us can build Liberia. So if you are saying that you want this code to be established and you keeping your contribution towards your country, but yet and still you are saying the people are suffering. The people are suffering. Then where do you find yourself? And, I want for us to have a summit with our politics in it. So that is why Mr. Doe and other facilitator will be the gatekeeper and will keep it as simple as much as possible and encourage investment, encourage positive attitude, positive behavior towards the motherland so that tomorrow the motherland can be a place of all of us, including those who are calling for all kinds of tribunal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
So yeah, as for I just want to thank the management of the Liberia, the focus on Liberia. It was an opportunity, a great one for me to come and talk about the diaspora engagement program and the summit planned for the 14th of May. As for comment, I will not talk on the comments, but I just want to encourage people to register and participate. Okay, for too long we've spoken about the ills in our society. I think it's about time that we talk about or we proffer solutions to the problem because we can all go from January to December talking about other problems. But if we cannot talk about the ways of solving the problems, we're not helping our people. So let God bless the Focus on Liberia management team. Let God bless everyone who's on this show tonight and listening. Let us see the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day in good health. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Minister, definitely we're going to be reaching out to you so that we can keep the discussion on the Diaspora Engagement Forum. We want to be engaged, and as gatekeeper of society, people there are some suggestions that they tell us. So we will be very much delighted to always come to you and say, hey, this is what the people are thinking. What do you think? And so
Okay.
we'll really look forward to this engagement. Thank you all for coming. At this time, we'll go around the room and get your closing comments. I know Francis want to go to bed now, so let me start
Yeah.
with him.
It got everyone to work better. Yeah. Again, I want to thank you, my friend and brother Dennis Jar, a classmate. For disclosure, Dennis and I were, classmates in Memorial College, 1988.
Don't call the name before the time.
Paco.
Yeah, come away, come a long way. So, I mean, I want to thank you, Dennis, for your platform. Your platform have been a vehicle, for the exchange of ideas, enlightening our society, especially, so to speak, our global society. You stand right in the middle, you know. Again, I want to thank Dr. Clarice. She's been such a force, uh, always there, always calling, always trying to get things going. And Mr. Comba and the rest of the team, I just want to know it's a pleasure meeting you guys, and I hope that we can sustain this summit over the years, and and through this summit we can help provide solutions or proper solutions to the problems we have in our country, Liberia. Liberia is all we have. Uh, Liberia is the only place I know. You know, born and raised my rural parents from Maryland County. So I wish I could go back to Plebo. You know what I'm saying? So help develop that particular sector. So again, I just want to thank you all for the time, and it's like 3:30 a.m. Yeah.
Ooh.
So I need to get a couple of hours sleep to get on the
Get to
clock.
work. Thank you, Francis.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we are
Thank you for your
doing.
Thank you,
commitment.
man.
Yeah. I
Thank
just
you.
want to first of all say thanks to Francis. when for staying this late, going to bed, going to be getting up, 2 hours sleep. But I want to say thanks, a big thank you to Focus on Liberia. Then the jar started a late thing, and look at how big it is now. Brother Jar, I appreciate what you continue to do for the Liberian people, and do not rest. Ask the hard questions, and we will provide the solution. So I just want to say thanks to Minister Kwangwa, and myself, who've been on this thing for so long. Thanks to Konya for representing Yula. I wanted for Yula to be a part, all of the organizations, the big organizations, to be a part. So when I see my man James here and Francis is here, I'm so happy. Because it was my job to make sure that I get the news out there to Clarice, to making sure the participation is fully be done. So again, I want to thank and focus on Liberia, and and where is your man Asoni CA?
No politics, so I didn't bring him.
Mazi. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. James, your last word.
Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, Clarice, for the invite again. On behalf of the people of Lofa County, since I'm wearing two hats here, we will be a part of this conference. Lofa will be fully represented by my Vice President, Mr. CZ Goya. And of course, Yula will be represented. The Vice President will be on the conference because both the President and myself will be in Liberia at the time. I'll be flying out of the U.S. on the 14th on my way to Liberia for this important meeting, this engagement with the government as well. So rest assured, Yula will be fully represented. Lufa can be represented, and we give our support as much as we can. This is the beginning, and I can guarantee you, and I believe that year in year out, this engagement will take a bigger perspective where others will see the need for coming in and ensuring that it is successful. Developing our country, like Arthur said, it has to be done by Liberians. Whatever little you can do to provide jobs for someone in Liberia or invest in the economy, excluding the remittances we do, but physically being present and engaging the economy of Liberia will help go a long way in developing and changing the mindset of our people. It's about the mind. The mind is diluted wrongly. Believe me, you get nothing out of it. So let's hope that this can help to develop the minds positively and give back to Liberia. Thank you, Focus on Liberia, for the program. Hopefully, I'll be back here with you sometime to discuss the LUFA convention. Thank
Thank
you.
you. And thank you, James. And we are happy that
Man, you promoting the Lova promotion here, my man.
Mr. Koya, we are happy that you are coming and that Lofa will be represented this time without any court action. Thank you. That was a joke.
Oh, goodness. I think I'll go next to 11 is Anthony D. last.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead, Dr. Kula.
yeah. So for me, I want to say thank you to everybody on this forum. When I called each of you here, Mr. Menza, Mr. James, everybody was like, oh, yes, yes. Everybody's excited for Liberia, for us to come together in this manner. And I just want to say, Leo would have been on the call representing Canada, but of course he's in Liberia right now getting ready for his fundraiser. And then we have a representative from Australia. He would have been on this call, but they're 12 hours ahead of us. So it's very difficult for him to come on, but he is very much excited. He's going to have his people on here the day of the event. I think Mr. Aldridge is his name, and he's out in Australia. So they're going to try to be a part. We've got people from China, all walks of life, all over the world that's going to come together for this forum. So please, 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 let's spread the word that on April 30th, we need to register. And then May 14th, we need to come and just have a good time on Unification Day and spend the entire day with each other, loving on Liberia and making sure that Liberia gets its fair share of whatever is coming its way. So again, the goal is for all of us to come together. Please, please, please spread the word. We cannot do this without you. And spread the word about Minister Anthony's office, please. That office is wonderful. I go there many times. If you need to use a phone, if you need to use the computer, whatever you need to do, if you're from the diaspora, you're always welcome in the office. And it's a great feeling to have a place that you can go, because when I go to Ghana, I also visit their diaspora office. It's only fair when I go to Liberia that I visit our office. So We're inviting everybody to be a part of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
You have
Anthony,
the last
I'll be in
word.
your office,
Yeah.
Anthony.
we got Corin there. Corin there.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have
yeah.
Corinne. They
So
have
Mr. James is my uncle, my traditional uncle. My mother comes from Lofa County. My beautiful mother from Lutisu. So
Oh, yeah.
Uncle James, yeah. So I just want to say that. But Dennis, and to focus on Liberia, this for me is a good thing. From day one, that is the day we established the diaspora engagement. We launched the diaspora engagement program. The idea was always about attracting Liberians in the diaspora, and so this is a manifestation of the work that we've been doing over the years. So we're happy that we now have this platform, and we will be hoping to have more of these platforms across the diaspora, where we can talk about those things that we do at the diaspora engagement program, and the way we want to engage with our people in the diaspora. Uncle James, when you're in Liberia, you definitely meet with me because we are right there. And my brother Menza, I hear that the invitation is pending for the July thing.
Thank you,
we'll be,
thank you. I hope you can come, man. It's a
yeah,
bit of big thing
definitely.
out here.
So we'll try our best to come to you guys. So Dennis, I will be in the States by the grace of God. Late May, early June. And so while I'm there, I will do everything to reach out to you and all the other people. Thank you for the opportunity. The Diaspora Engagement Program is your program. The office is your office. Make it your home whenever you are in Liberia, and even when you're outside of Liberia, through the different mediums we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And we all look forward to registering and be part of the summit. We'll spread the word. As soon as you get more information, don't hesitate to let us know, and we're going to publicize it. Until then, we will never close a broadcast without playing our song that says, "We are all Liberians." It is very easy for kids born in the 90s and 2000 to say, "Oh, this has never been done since 1822." But Liberia is bigger than that. Liberia championed the independence of the African continent. And that's why Focus on Liberia was established, so that people see Liberia more than Ebola, war, and first female president. We're more than that. And so that's why we want to do everything to educate, to elevate, and promote all things Liberia. So we never close a broadcast without playing the songs that say, regardless how you got to Liberia, whether on boat, on foot, you were born there or naturalized, we are all Liberians, and it is incumbent upon every one of us to do whatever it takes to make our country the glorious land of liberty. Have a good night, and God bless you.
We are Liberia. Liberia is our home. Liberia people. Liberia, 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 Liberia.